starts with an opening statement.
Well, it was a great game. Great atmosphere by our students. Great to see them back. Great to have our fans there protecting home court. I thought we got out to a decent start, not the best start. It was a game of runs. They go on a run, we go on a run, they go on a run, then neutralized it by the last 5 minutes. And the game is about margins. We ended up missing a layup in transition, wasn't able to convert on their turnover. That would have possibly cut it by 1, but I'm proud of what we did in the second half. Not proud of the rebounds, not proud of the constant fouling that I guess we're doing. It's hard to win a home game when you have 12 free throw attempts and your opponent has 21. There was opportunities where I thought we fouled on a 3-point shooter. It was close. Referee saw it. Somehow, I'm glad Cruz didn't break his elbow on the 3-point attempt, meaning the contest that he had, and the player just blatantly, tripped him. So that was a dangerous play in itself. I'm glad Cruz is not hurt on that play, but it was a tough one. And that last possession, tough shot. We got the switch to defend the basket, and he just went underneath Sean Phillips Jr.'s arm, and at that point, a foul was called for an and one. So,
Questions?
Coach, what do you have to say about Georgia walking off and not shaking hands?
no, I told Georgia to walk off. I didn't want no players to get any kind of altercation. They got heated. It was a tough game. They did a great job. I think Cruz got upset because the player walked over him toward that end, so I didn't want them to shake hands. I pushed them out the way, told Mike, which I told him good game at that point. He said the same thing, great game. I did not want players crossing each other's path.
Dennis, I know obviously you don't have a timeout with 5 seconds left, so that last offensive possession, kind of what do you want? Is that something that you guys go through all the scenarios in the timeout before?
Yeah, it was similar. We went through the same scenario that we had when we went up. Obviously, that was the situation that took place. Our players knew what to do. We got a shot off. It was a tough shot, but it was something that we had ran before, and we had an option to get the layup with the drive, and T.O. just opted for the shot, and I understand that.
Coach, you mentioned getting the switch on that last defensive possession. Did that go according to plan defensively there?
Well, he made it, and they called the foul, so it did go according to plan. For that foul to take place at the end, I can understand if he made the layup, but if it was a foul based off the physicality of what was going on, I can't agree with it. It was a tough situation. We had a 7-1 defending a 5'11" guard in the paint. He made a difficult shot. Do I think other fouls could have been called in the game? Absolutely. Every coach will end every game knowing that possible fouls could be called. Players make plays. There's nothing to be said about it. It was a great SEC game.
Questions for Mark, please?
Mark, I'm not asking you about the officiating, just how physical was that game? And I think there were only 7 fouls in the first half, but it seemed like even in the first half you guys were going at each other.
Yeah, it was pretty physical from the beginning. It's just an SEC basketball game this time of the year. Obviously, I think a couple of calls could have went a different way. They were pretty handsy, some of those steals and things like that. But that's just what basketball is this time of year, especially in an intense game between two teams.
Mark, what do you feel like made it difficult during that 7-minute scoreless stretch in the first half?
They were playing really good defense. I think we were just a little rattled. We didn't get to exactly what we wanted to prepare for with their switching. We got the switches in the matches we wanted exactly. We just didn't execute it quite as well. But I think once we flowed into the game and got into our rhythm, I think we started attacking it pretty well.
Mark, that's a couple games in a row where those kind of scoring drives have been important toward the end of the game. How, as you're moving forward, do you maybe find something in those stretches to get yourself out of them, to dig yourself out of them?
I don't know if I could answer that directly. Sometimes shots just don't go in. I know at LSU, a couple of shots we usually make that didn't go in. We just got to find ways to, keep attacking. We missed a couple threes, Cruz stone threes, they didn't go in for a couple minutes there. So it would look a little different if that did. So just didn't bounce our way for a while.
Any other questions?
Coach, what needs to change with Anthony Robinson going forward?
You just got to get through the tough moment. That's pretty much it. Getting to the foul line is important, and he got to focus on the defensive side of the ball. He had wide open shots. Trent, Cruz, and Stone had wide open shots to cut the lead or get the lead, add to the lead to go up 10, and we missed every possible wide open shot at that moment. There was a stretch where Georgia had 7 straight free throws down there, but Ant Robinson has to get to the line. He has to ignite his team. He has to organize his offense, and he'll be better. He'll continue to do it. He was 1 for 7 tonight, 0 for 4 from the 3. They were wide open threes. He's taking the right ones. He was 2 for 2 from the free throw line. But you know, in that case, T.O. Barrett stepped up. He had a great game, and the rest of the team stepped up.
Coach, free throw shooting has been kind of a struggle in the opening part of SEC play. You know, you said it's tough to win when you're only shooting 12 free throws, but only missing 1 on the night's got to be a plus. What do you have to say with that?
There's some positives in our on this stat sheet. Being able to have the lead at that point in time is a great thing, but also we only had the lead for 11 minutes of that game, so we were fighting. In terms of the other categories, yes, free throw shooting is great to shoot that percentage, but only 12 at home in a very physical game. You tell me what you saw. I'll watch the film, but you tell me what you saw. Credit Georgia, great team, a top 25 win that we did not get. We were able to bounce back our next game on Saturday.
Similar, asking Mark about the scoring drives. What is there moving forward that you think you can do to
Get to the
out of
free
those?
throw line usually.
Okay.
Free throw line and free throw shooting usually, when the ball's not going in, being able to get to the free throw line is a substitute for field goal attempts not being made. And obviously it still puts points on the basket, on the court. We got to do a better job getting to the free throw line. It's just that simple. 12, we've been traditionally a top team in the country in free throw attempts. I don't know where we rank at right now in the conference after 6 games, but I can't recall the last time we shot 12. I can't recall that at all. So that's shocking to me, to be honest. So we got to get to the free throw line. I don't control the whistle. I wish I did. I wish there was a buzzer on the side on the scores table that we can just hit if we know that it's a foul, and then it'll alert everybody else that it's a foul. But it's one of those things, man. I can't control the whistle. Referees see what they see. But I do know one thing. I am excited that Cruz did not get seriously hurt on a play that he could not protect himself on. That is a dangerous play. I can understand if we never fouled a three-point shooter, but we fouled a three-point shooter because the whistle blew. Now, was it a foul? I don't know. I didn't watch it. But I do know what a blatant trip on a three-point shot at the top of the key and the vision that every possible referee has. So I don't know. I don't know. That's an example of how the night went on that category. But we had the lead. We did not hold the lead at the end of the game. We had a chance to win. We did not get the stop. And we just got to get a stop. Credit Georgia, great win for them.
When you say don't have the buzzer, were you disappointed with the way the game was officiated tonight?
Nope. They did what referees did a great job tonight.
Coach, kind of along those lines, do you feel like your team is getting in position to the point where they should be getting to the free throw line, or does something need to change where they need to be in better spots to get fouled?
I've never been a coach that has taught non-physical drives. We've traditionally have gotten to the free throw line. That is what we've traditionally done. Last game we shot 31.
30, I believe.
30. And that was on the road. But the other team they didn't have 12. They didn't have 15. I know that. But tonight, it is what it is. It doesn't go your way every night. I'm proud of our guys, our fight. The whistle comes and goes. Everybody makes mistakes. Players make mistakes. There's turnovers. Head coaches make mistakes. And other people make mistakes, including our fans.
Final question.
Dennis, you've talked a lot about protecting home court and how big it is in this league. Are you a guy that do you look big picture at things like, all right, we dropped one at home and look down, now we gotta make one up, or is it simply one day at a time?
Well, we're 3-3 in the first 6 games. There's a middle 6 and then the last 6. So in conference play, right now, we gotta be able to stay above 500 in the next 6 games. And that's the art of a full season. Try to stay healthy, understand wins are gonna come and go. You gotta be able to bounce back if you fail to get a win. And we gotta bounce back.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, MIZ.
Take care.